And here we go. So I want to thank you for taking time out to come and speak with me today, one of my favorite students. So let's go ahead and get started. What was your favorite thing about the relationship you and I had in class?
The favorite thing about me and Miss Hayes' relationship was Miss Hayes was very honest, and she made class very interesting. Class wasn't dull, and I really enjoyed being in her class.
What things did I do to make class not be boring?
I mean, like your lessons, you made it fun. Like you had activities that corresponded with the lessons, which were educational, but at the same time, they were just fun. They were interesting. Like we weren't bored.
Did it relate to you as a kid? And did I add in things that were relevant to you?
You made everything relevant as to where we would care about actually coming to learn in class.
Mm-hmm. What things did I do to make you feel like I cared about you?
You pushed me to the limits.
What does that mean?
That means like even when I didn't want to do my work or towards the end of the school year, you was like, no, we not gonna cut off right here. We gonna keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how did I let you know that you were capable of doing things, like even in those moments that you thought you couldn't do it?
Feedback, conversation. You always talk to me even when I felt like I didn't want to talk or I just wanted to be unbothered with the situation. You be like, we gonna get it together. We gonna have a good day today.
All right. And what kinds of things did I do when not just for you, but in the classroom when things weren't going well? What were things that I did to make sure that we got back on track?
Disciplinary actions, like even like maybe a little yelling, a couple demerits here and there, or paycheck dollars as they were back then. But other than that, you didn't really have problems in class. You Miss Hayes.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Miss Hayes don't play. We knew that.
So what does that mean, Miss Hayes doesn't play? For those who've never talked about, what does that mean when the teacher shows they don't play?
Miss Hayes had her time where she was like, oh, we can laugh and joke, but then you had that like, it's time to work. You had that face, and everybody knew when Miss Hayes walked in their room, yeah, we finna gotta get together, y'all.
And what's the difference between that and other teachers potentially that you didn't feel that and that you gotta like? So say a teacher that was always saying that we can talk and play, or say a teacher that was always being mean. What's the difference between what I was doing and what they were doing?
You had a balance, and the other teachers don't balance that. Like some teachers find class is just all fun and games. The younger teachers, and then you have like the older teachers who don't have a well balance of fun and like seriousness. Everything is just serious.
How did you, were there ways outside the classroom that I showed you I cared about you?
Yes, cheerleading. I was one of the captains, and you put me in that position because you knew I would be capable of doing the job well, but it was extra hard on me, so I had to make sure my team was on point or I was in trouble.
And how did that make you feel?
I mean, it made me feel like I had a big responsibility, so it also pushed me, and it made me kind of who I am today, being a stronger leader. As I ran for student government class president, I had those leadership skills, like I was able to carry everyone else and lead them.
And so the experiences that I was giving you inside of the classroom and outside of the classroom actually ended up helping you now in high school, which is what, 3 years later, you're now still using the stuff I'm teaching you to be who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. Did you feel comfortable talking to me about problems that you were having in school or even outside of school? And if so, why do you think that is, and what did I do to make you get to be that comfortable?
I felt absolutely comfortable talking to you. Like, you're my second mom, and you were always open and honest with me. You told me about your experiences, you told me how to handle a situation, and it just made me feel better at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. What are some negative experiences that you had with teachers, and why was it negative?
I've had negative encounters with teachers because they don't know how to run their classroom properly. They don't respect the students, and they also stoop down to students' level in a childish manner.
Give me some examples of those things.
When a student yells, it's not like you're kind of out of bounds for you to be yelling back and arguing with a student when you've already graduated, you got your degree. So, I mean, it's really up to them if they want to take or not take the lesson.
Mm-hmm. And what are some examples of teachers just not managing the class well? What's some other examples of that too?
I mean, you have those teachers who are pushovers and they don't know how to manage their class because they don't know what's going on. Like, you got those kids who they kind of afraid of just because, like, they seem like the big and bad one and you scared to say something to them in your class like a zoo.
And with those kids, those same kids that were considered to be big and bad ones when I was teaching, what did you see me doing to deal with them, and how did that make you feel as a student?
You were on top of it. Like, not everyone can be Miss Hayes because you had that type of level where everybody respects you. You were there for a long time, and these are teachers like we're not used to. They just coming in, you know. We don't know if they're gonna be there next year. We don't even know if they're gonna be there in a few months. So it was hard to build a relationship with them, and whereas you were there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And what did I do in that when that first year you came, like the first year, the first day you saw me, what did I do to make you feel like she's in this for the long haul? She's not just gonna be here just for a day, or she gonna quit.
You had that smile, you was welcoming, and then I remember before I even got to Freedom Prep, I heard I was like, "You gonna love Miss Hayes." I'm like, "Who is Miss Hayes?" And I get there and I'm like, "Oh, this is Miss Hayes." I heard about the good Miss Hayes, I heard about the bad Miss Hayes. I was like, "Okay." I thought I wasn't gonna like Miss Hayes at first. I was like, "Okay, then."
See, so students were talking about me before you even got to me.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they say good and bad things. I have to follow up on that. The good and the bad things. I want to hear about this good and bad things. What's the good and bad thing?
I mean, everyone sometimes like Miss Hayes so fun. Then you had the other ones like, man, I can't stand Miss Hayes class. Miss Hayes always on me about stuff. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like Miss Hayes. But I got that. I was like, I love Miss Hayes.
And why do you say you love me?
Because Miss Hayes makes everything just. It's like a free spirit around you. Like there's a mutual respect. It's just there.
What did I do to you? What do you think I did specifically with you and with your class to build that respect?
You heard us out. Like other teachers don't hear the students out. You made adjustments to class based on like how if there was something wrong, you just knew wasn't nobody gonna understand the lesson. You adjusted to that. We adjusted to that, and everyone was more successful just by a conversation.
What have you felt in your classes when you didn't have a good relationship with a teacher?
I mean, when I don't have a good relationship with my teacher, I still try to do my best at my work. Even the worst teachers, they see the potential in you, but they there just because they being paid to be there.
And you can tell that as a student.
Yes, ma'am.
And you personally do it. What about the other students? What have you seen with other students when a teacher doesn't care, doesn't interact positively with them?
They shut down. Like, I'm not the type of student to shut down because, I mean, I know what's going for me in the long run, but you have those who don't have moral support who actually have to come to school to feel like they got that support, and they don't, and it shuts them down when the teacher just doesn't care.
All right, so what advice would you give to first year teachers coming in dealing with high school students, and just overall, what do they need to be thinking about, working on?
I would say you have to come in mentally and emotionally prepared, but you also have to be kind of skeptical about what you say to the students, because you do have those students who, like, you know that they don't respect their parents at home, so you're going to get this same type of level of disrespect that their parents get, who just don't care, and you got to be able to handle it in a adultly manner instead of stooping down to their level.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And is it okay for teachers to make mistakes?
It's perfectly okay as long as they know that they made a mistake and they fix their mistakes in the long run.
How does it make you feel when a teacher says, I'm sorry, I made this mistake? Does it make you think the teacher's weak? Does it make you think, I don't want to work with it? Like, what does that make you think?
It just makes me think, like, I respect a person more when you can admit to your mistake and you can fix it.
Well, I thank you so much for staying, and I will be seeing you soon.
Thank you. Now you got that?
Yeah. Good. No, why are you acting up?